Good day to one and all. This is Dr. Sivaraman of i9indices.com. So today we are on 10th of April. It is the start of the second week of April. During this Asian Session Live Market Analysis and the Forecast webinar, I'm going to give you the forecast for the week 10th to 14th of April. Now this is the second week of April, so obviously after that of the monthly trend reversal time, the players are expected to make the trending move. The trending move is expected to be on the upside. So we will have to confirm it by looking into the type of move. They do it on the first day of the week. So normally during that of the trending time, the week beginning false move followed by that of the trending move is the type of move the players make. So here you find that there is a nominal dip in the case of euro, and also in the case of GBP there was a dip and slowly they are firming it up. And also in the case of Australian dollar there is a small dip and they are firming it up, which indicate that the week beginning false move, they are just doing it briefly during the start of the day, which I explained last Friday when I was giving the review of the forecast, what I had given it for the last week. I was telling you for non-farm payroll, the players are expected to make a quick rise and then slide in the case of euro and GBP, and they are expected to continue that during the week beginning, that is today. So exactly they are doing the same, and what is going to be the type of moves they are going to do it during the rest of the days and the week. Let us review the forecast part of it. So first of all, we'll look into the derived forecast. Followed by that, I will do the market reading using the initial lows and the highs, what I have recorded from the other market by 3:30 GMT. Then I'll explain to you about the trading strategy. Now this is the forecast sheet from the 10th to 14th of April. What are the type of moves the players are expected to make? Overall, you will come across the week beginning false move followed by that of the swing and rise moves are expected in the market. So today they are expected to make the swing and firm up and then rise during that of the European and the US session. And tomorrow they are expected to make a small dip and then rise and then slide during that of the European session and then rise. Then Wednesday, they are expected to make the initial slide and then firm up during that of the European and US session. And Thursday, they are expected to make the dip and rise during that of the Japanese session, swing and slide during European, and then rise again during that of the US session. Then on Friday, they are expected to continuously gain the levels, and then quickly, third week, they are expected to make further rise in euro and GBP. So this is what expected from that of the players. So the expected market moves, I explained it here. And this gives the session-wise forecast. So the session start time, end times are also given. So kindly follow that and try to do the session-wise trade or intraday trade, or if you want, you can do the position trade of holding the lowest level buy till the weekend and book profit after keeping stop at entry as a trading strategy. The levels in which they are expected to make the swings, as I explained that in the case of euro, from that of the high, they dropped it during the last week of March. Then, sorry, from the low, they raised it during that of the end of March. Then from that of the high, they dropped it during that of the first week of April. And they are expected to again rise, euro and GBP, and also USD and USD CHF, besides the commodity pairs. USD CAD and Australian dollar, they're expected to make the USD weakening move in them. So the range is from 1.06 to 1.10 in the case of euro, then 1.24 to 1.28 in the case of GBP, and 110.50 to 115 is the range in the case of yen 0.99 to 1.01 in the case of USD CHF, and 31.50 to 34.25 in the case of USD CAD, Australian dollar from 75 to 78 level. So in all, you will find that they are expected to slowly make the USD weakening move in the case of the numerator currencies and USD gaining moves in the case of the denominator currencies. Now coming to that of the market reading, I noted down the initial lows and the highs in the case of 4 majors and 2 commodity pairs. So you find that euro, they are not breached the low or the high, which you find in the live market code page on the side. In the case of GBP again, they are not breached. They have breached the high in the case of GBP and holding it closer to that of the GBP, but still below that of the initial high. So they are expected to make a small swing in the case of GBP before making a rise. So 1.2386 was the initial high. They went up to 1.2388 and come to 1.2344. In the case of yen, 111.02 is the initial low, 111.58 is the initial high. They are not breached the low or the high. CHF 1.0087 and 1.0105 are the lows and the highs. They are not breached. In Canadian dollar, 1.3399, 1.323425 was the initial high. They just breached the high by 1 pip and started coming down. So they're expected to make the high level consolidation normally during the other week beginning. And then later on, they are expected to make the USD weakening move against the of the Canadian dollar. Then Australian dollar, 74.78 is the low, 75.09 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. So you find that only in the case of GBP and Canadian dollar, they made the brief stop and in the case of GBP, upward stop and briefly, and also in the case of USD CAD, upward stop and they are holding it and they are not making any big downward or an upward move, and the spread between the low and the high is very low, less than 40 pips, indicating that they are just floating the market in order to attract the volume from that of the traders. Then they will make their decision moves and we'll be able to read their market read. We'll be able to read their intentions by following the type of moves they are doing it in the market. Now the recommended trades. So near that of the low, we can take a buy in the case of euro and keep the hedge order to limit the risk, and you can do the position trade or a swing trade, intraday swing trade also. Similarly, in the case of GBP, near that of the low, we can keep the buy limit order and keep the hedge order to limit the risk. And once the position makes profit, you can keep stop at entry and remove the hedge order, then trail the stop in a profit making position until they are able to show the maximized profit by Friday as a position trade, or by end of the day, your session, you can close it. And in the case of Australian dollar, also near the low, you can take a buy and then it is expected to gain the levels. So these are all the session-wise timings of the market. So if you got any doubt, you can ask me. I'll be willing to answer to those questions. Otherwise, I'll come back on 14th April, the Friday, and just review the forecast, what I had given it today, and try to explain to you how exactly they made the moves in the market by referring to that of the forecast. So you take into consideration the forecast, fine-tune the forecast using the market reading technique of noting down the initial lows and the highs from the live market code page, and also use the trading strategy to limit the risk and maximize the profit. Hope you're able to understand well. No question. So the forecast sheet is shown here. So you can make a note of it. Or this webinar is being recorded and you can just follow the recorded webinar again on a daily basis and find out what is expected, and then accordingly you can plan your trades. So during that of the dips, you try to take the buy position, and during that of the rise, book profit. So do swing trades and earn money from the other market. And there is a question from Balachandar. Sir, the GBP USD orders are a little confusing. Please explain. GBP order, I just said that you can keep 1.2370 as the buy limit order closer to the other low. Because it is in positive net change, they are unlikely to make a downward stop. That is why it is 3 pips above. Is it confusing? 2370. And then they are expected to gain it 24 and 2450 level. And 2340, 30 pips below, you will keep the hedge order or sell stop. Hope I explained it. Then Bren. In this month, the last of the rising of Euro and GBP. No, they are expected to gain the levels till June. Till June, you will come across the gainings in the case of Euro and GBP. So this is the forecast sheet. On a daily basis, try to follow it and focus on the swing trades. And whenever they are holding it, there is no hurry to enter into the market. Whenever they make quick moves, then you can try to enter into the market so that quickly you will be able to book profit. Be an opportunity trader rather than become addicted to trading. Simply hold a position, wait, and pray to God that the market should move in your favor. Instead, whenever they bring in quick move in the market, immediately try to capture the positions. That too, when the volume builds up, they will try to make such moves, and that will help you to quickly realize the profit and look after the other work. And once you just take the position whenever the spread is not more than 40 pips, etc., you will find invariably the holding time will be more, and that will test your patience. You may not be able to attend to other work, and that will disturb you quite a lot. And you may lose your patience and close the position later on. They may make the move in your favor. And also, after making a consolidation, they are expected to make a downward stop and before making a rise, or an upward stop and before making a drop. So during such stop-ins or to the false move, during that of the false move, if you enter, that will give you a quick profit. That is why I'm just giving a limit order closer to the other low, so that you can do it on a daily basis. The expected range is the same, so you'll come across the reversal in the market during this particular week, from that of the low to the high. Earlier we have seen from the high to the low. Now they will start making the move from low to the high. These are all the recommended trades. Okay, fine. So I will conclude the webinar. So I take this opportunity to thank FX Street for the facilities provided to present the webinar. I'll come back on 14th of April and review the forecast, what I have given it today, and try to explain to you how we can make decisive trades in the market without having any ambiguity or without having the fear that the market might give the surprise. So once you read the intentions of the players well, no more surprises will be there, no more market fear. So you'll be able to trade very nicely and earn profit from the market. But you have to control your greed and panic conditions, so that when you control your emotions, you are able to perceive the market correctly, and that will help you to build your equity. Wish you all the best in your trades, and I'll come back on Friday and review the forecast. Until then, bye.